Welcome to the Monday, August 19th meeting of the Village Board of Trustees. And at this time, I would ask everyone to please rise for the pledge to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the Deputy Clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Giordano.
Present.
Trustee Quigley.
Present.
Trustee Luisi.
Present.
Trustee Hayes.
Present.
Mayor Eklund.
And I am present. Before we get started tonight, I just want to take a moment to talk about a member of our community who we lost a few weeks ago. Ernie Zaki was a longtime Tuckahoe resident. He served for many years as the Tuckahoe Village Historian. He also served as trustee on this board back in 2008. Most of us know Ernie as the butcher who owned the Crestwood Market down on Fisher Avenue, and I know he ran that business for over 30 years. So he was sort of an institution in the village. I don't know anybody who didn't know Ernie. I certainly knew him since I was a young boy, frequenting the store. My mom would send me down there. I think most of us had a family house account down there. You go on into the store and you write in the book what it was you were purchasing, and your mom would go in there at the end of the week and pay the bills. So we certainly lost a treasure for Tuckahoe that's really old Tuckahoe. So I want to extend my sincere condolences to his family, and at this point I wish everyone would stand and just join me in a moment of silence for Ernie Zaki. Thank you. We have one presentation tonight, and we're going to have a presentation by Eric from our Trustee Growler's establishment down here in Tuckahoe. He's going to talk to us about his Oktoberfest. So if you'd like to come up to the mic and tell us what you're going to be doing.
Good evening. Well, we are respectfully requesting permission to hold our second annual Oktoberfest at Growlers. We notified our neighbors, like we did last year, of the meeting tonight. I don't know if they came, but we're obviously very careful to make sure that we're respectful to them and quiet, and we're only going to keep to the same exact plan that we had last year. At least we'd like to, in terms of the hours that we're open. I think it was from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. Both days, Saturday and Sunday, September 28th and 29th. I do have a kind of a plan here that we put together. It's, again, same as last year. We're just going to pretty much duplicate what we did last year, which we thought was successful. We didn't get any complaints that we're aware of, so we thought that people enjoyed themselves, and it was a good event.
Well, I know that I was one of the people who talked to you even before you had it. I thought it would be pretty neat if we had a nice Oktoberfest to kind of round out some of the celebrations we have in the village. So I'm glad to hear that it was successful. Happy to see you're planning on continuing to do it again. So no changes, pretty much same program?
Yeah, same program. We're going to have the attractions for the kids, a beer truck outside. We are going to have live music at night. We applied for a special permit for both nights, Saturday and Sunday. It's literally, we're just going to try to duplicate it all over again. We might have a little new twist on the food that we're serving. That's really up to Kieran. But basically, we're going to try to do this, annually, so we want to make it consistent so people know what to expect.
And Kieran's going to wear that fancy outfit he wore last year, too, with the hat. That was a good time. I know I stopped by last year, and very crowded, too, so I'm glad you got some good notoriety for it.
Yeah, this year will be a little earlier, the end of September, which technically is the official time of Oktoberfest, but also increases our chances of getting good weather, which is important. But, we're hopefully looking forward to it.
Well, we're looking forward to it also. And thank you for coming down tonight. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're
Any of the
welcome.
board members have any questions at all? Good.
Actually, maybe I should take this opportunity now to jump the gun on my Chamber of Commerce announcements, but we get a list of the best of Westchester that I'm going to announce later in that part. But voted in 2013, the best Kick the Keg night was the Growlers Beer Bistro. So congratulations on being recognized
you.
by
Good job.
Westchester
Thank you.
Magazine.
Thanks very much.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our second year in a row that we got Best Westchester. So,
Well, you're doing a good job. Congratulations.
thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Next item on our agenda is public hearing. And in the way of public hearings tonight, we have public hearing number 1, which is the proposed local law amending and adding Article 5 of Chapter 15 entitled Miscellaneous Offenses and Provisions, Sections 15-55 through 15-59 of the Village Code of the Village of Tuckahoe, entitled Reusable Shopping Bag Initiative. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Do I have a second for that?
Second. Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
Opposed?
Trustee Hayes. In favor. Mayor Eklund.
In favor. The public hearing is now open. I'll ask the deputy clerk if we've had any new correspondences
No.
regarding this. We have not. With summer travel schedules that we've all had, we've all been doing a considerable amount of traveling this year. So we, at our meeting on Thursday night, we decided that we were going to hold off on voting on this item until our September 9th meeting. We are going to close the public hearing portion of this tonight. But before we do that, I'm going to ask if there are any comments from the public regarding this. Any comments from the board? And if not, then I'm going to ask for a motion to close the public hearing on this.
So moved.
Do I have a second for that?
Second. Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor.
Trustee Hayes. In favor. Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Next item is adoption of minutes, which is the approval of minutes of the regular meeting of July 15th, 2013. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
Abstain.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes. In favor. Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Are there any correspondences this month?
None.
None? All right, it's summertime, we know that. I have no appointments to make this evening, so this gives us the first opportunity for anyone to address the board on an item that's on our agenda tonight. We'll have a second opportunity very soon for open discussion. Brings us to our resolutions. Resolution number 1 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to retain the services of Stephen Mylensky, consultant. Do I have a motion for this?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes. In favor. Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 2 is ratifying the approval of the closure of Oak Avenue, waiving liability insurance for a neighborhood block party this past Saturday, August 17th, from 2 to 10 p.m. They cleaned up between 10 and 11 o'clock. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
And they had good attendance there, too. I stopped by.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes. In favor. Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 3 is authorizing the use of village streets for the ICS Students Walkathon on Friday, October 18th. Rain date, Friday, October 25th. The walkathon will start at the church on Winter Hill Road at 10:30 in the morning and proceed down Main Street to the Generoso Pope Foundation, returning back to the school at noontime. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes. In favor. Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 4 is authorizing the mayor to sign an agreement between the Village of Tuckahoe and the Department of Corrections to provide prisoner transportation between the Village of Tuckahoe and the Westchester County Jail for the term commencing January 1, 2013 and terminating December 31, 2014. The document is available for inspection at the village clerk's office. Anyone who's interested in that. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor.
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
Abstain.
Trustee Hayes.
In favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 5 is a resolution to dedicate the Main Street Bridge as the Gold Star Mothers Memorial Bridge. Do I have a motion for this?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
And I'm going to ask at this point if Commander Bob Foster would please come to the mic and talk a little bit about the who a Gold Star Mother is for any of the public who may not understand that.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a nice opportunity to inform people because it's really something that's gone by the wayside over the years. During World War I, it started out as a family would hang a star in the window, a blue star, for every member of the family that was serving in the war. And it was a proud thing at that time. What would happen if they were killed, they would change that star to a gold star. And that's where the term Gold Star Family and then eventually Gold Star Mother was born. Gold Star Mothers became an organization, and they are a very knit organization and a very tight organization and something that nobody wants to belong to. Now that bridge served as a way to go to the city for many men and some women. And we don't know exact numbers, but it had to be over the wars. Thousands crossed that bridge from Tuckahoe, Eastchester, Bronxville, probably even some from New Rochelle, to put their son or daughter on a train, and they went off to the service or off to war. We do know that at least 140 of them never came back. And that's a lot for this small community. It's probably one of the highest per capita killed in action in the country. So that's why it's so important for this town to honor the Gold Star Mothers, because so many of them came from here. And not many of them are left. So I think we just lost our last one last year, Miss Samuels. Miss Samuels stood here some 12 years ago. And at that time, we were trying to get that bridge dedicated to Gold Star Mothers. And what she said was, I walked my son Pee-wee across that bridge and said goodbye and never saw him again. And that would have been enough for anybody to say, yeah, let's name that bridge. But it didn't happen. And I'm so glad that you are the mayor and soon to become the veterans' favorite mayor. And I thank you very much for pushing this through. And it's going to be a great day. And I'd love to see so many people come out and see it happen. So thank you again for the opportunity. And thank you again for the vote. Any questions?
No, we're going to have a special ceremony, dedication ceremony, and that's going to be on Gold Star Mothers Memorial Day, which is the last Sunday in September.
Yes.
It's Sunday, September 29th, and you mentioned it's going to be at 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
So we're certainly hoping that we have very good attendance. It's a very solemn and fitting tribute, and very proud to be a part of this. So.
Yes, and it's a united group of veterans from the town and village. It's Tuckahoe, Eastchester, the VFW, and the American Legion 979. So it's a united group, and we're all in favor of this. There's no one opposed to it. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you for your service. Roll call.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor.
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor.
Trustee Hayes.
In favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 6 is authorizing the Senior Citizens Council use of the Tuckahoe Trolley for transportation on Saturday, September 28th for Salute to Seniors Day in Bronxville. The route begins at Lawrence Hospital to Midland Gardens, and it ends at Bronxville Village Hall, and it's for 15 minutes from 8:45 a.m. to 9 a.m., and there is no return trip. Do I have a motion for this?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor.
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor.
Trustee Hayes.
In favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 7 lets us pay a few bills. So it's approving payment of vouchers in the amount of $456,398, consisting of abstract number 5 for $37,764, abstract number 6 for $110,185, abstract number 7 for $20,163, abstract number 8 for $191,790, and abstract number 10 for $96,493. The three largest invoices paid were $125,609 for medical insurance premiums for the month of August of this year, $26,898 for professional fees associated with the village's workers' comp insurance policy for fiscal year 2013-14, and $25,203 for the purchase of a police car. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes.
Favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 8 is authorizing the approval of a tax certiorari settlement for Maynard Street Realty LLC, located at 34 Maynard Street, Tuckahoe, New York, Section 34, Block 10, Lot 3, in the amount of $3,287.62 for assessment year 2011. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes.
In favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 9 is authorizing the approval of a tax certiorari settlement for R&G D'Agostino, 91 Main Street, located at 91 Main Street, Tuckahoe, New York, Section 3, Block 6, Lot 18A, in the amount of $7,727.21 for assessment years 2009 through 2012. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes.
In favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 10 is authorizing the approval of a tax certiorari settlement for 108 Sagamore Road Corporation, located at 108 Sagamore Road, Tuckahoe, New York, Section 27, Block 7, Lot 6, in the amount of $102,910.13 for assessment years 2008 through 2012. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
This is a big one. Fortunately, we did budget for just about all these tax certs that we're paying tonight, so let's hope this is the end. It never seems to be, but this was an apartment building, so it was a large one.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes.
In favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 11 is authorizing the approval of a tax certiorari settlement for Robert and John D'Agostino, 51 Washington Street, located at 51 Washington Street, Tuckahoe, New York, Section 29, Block 8, Lot 8, in the amount of $3,237.98 for assessment years 2009 through 2012. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes.
In favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Resolution number 12 is allowing the village treasurer, John Pintos, to attend the NICOM 2013 Fall Training Seminar in Saratoga Springs on September 9th through 12th, 2013. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor?
Trustee Hayes.
In favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. And resolution number 13, last but not least, is authorizing the village clerk to issue a special permit under the cabaret law to Growler's Beer Bistro, celebrating Oktoberfest with rock and jazz music on September 28th and 29th from 1 in the afternoon till 11 o'clock at night on both days. Liability insurance will be provided, satisfactory to the village attorney, by Growler's Beer Bistro. Such insurance submission is a condition of this approval. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
Trustee Giordano.
In favor?
Trustee Quigley.
In favor.
Trustee Luisi.
In favor.
Trustee Hayes.
In favor.
Mayor Eklund.
In favor. Thank you, gentlemen. And this brings us to our departmental reports to the board. We will start with our Chief of Police? No, he has nothing for us tonight. Frank DeMarco? It's summertime, you can tell. Moving on to miscellaneous business, we have a village board meeting coming up on Monday, September 9th, 2013. We have a community meeting, which is on Wednesday, September 25th. That'll be at 7 o'clock in the Winslow Circle Park. And where is Winslow Circle Park, you ask? Well, if you turn onto Winslow Circle, which is obviously a circle, and you get to the center of that circle, you're going to see the Winslow Circle Park. So we'll have some table and chairs set up, and that's where we're going to meet. Hopefully it's not raining, because if it is, then we're going to have to move it to probably the community center. The Tuckahoe Challenge Road Race is going to be held on Sunday, September 8th. This is the 38th annual road race, and we already have quite a few contributors, I hear, for this race as
Yes,
well.
we do
So
very well.
looking forward to that. This is going to bring me to the Board of Trustees member reports, and we are going to start off with your Deputy Mayor, Tom Giordano.
Thanks, Mayor Eklund. I'll be brief this evening. For the Planning Board, the next work session is on 9/3 at 7 p.m., and the Planning Board meeting will be at 7:30 p.m. on September 17th. On September 11th, the Zoning Board meets at 6 p.m. for their work session and 7:30 p.m. for their regularly scheduled monthly meeting. I want to follow up on the activity regarding the complaints that we've been receiving of late regarding the train horns at the Metro North stations. Last month, Mayor Eklund and I met with the MTA's representative for public relations for the Harlem line, as well as the operations manager for that line. We discussed the complaints that we had been receiving. We were told that some of this resulted from the fact that there is some ongoing work going on at the platforms at the stations right now, which should end by mid-August. During that time, all trains are required to sound their horn because of the workers' equipment and the workers that may be present on or near the station. We're getting to that point right now. I certainly haven't heard any abatement in the past couple of days. The other thing that we did hear is that there is a difference between stations such as Bronxville and stations such as Crestwood, where Bronxville has a median track. The trains passing through that station do not need to honk; it's optional. Whereas at Crestwood, for example, which is different than Tuckahoe, there are two platforms, which means that every train passes by a platform. By the rules that the MTA has, each of those train operators must sound its horn passing by. So that would mean all expresses and all locals do need to sound their horn. We'll see over the next few weeks whether there's some abatement or relenting on the horns, as the work is supposed to be nearing completion, and we'll follow up if not. I would encourage the public that if it has anything to contribute to this, we'd like to hear your comments as well. Anything else on that, Mayor Eklund?
No, I think you covered it well. I was happy that Metro North did come up and meet with us, so they explained, they pretty much answered our questions, explained their position on it, and they were clearly pointing an awful lot to the construction, so we'll hold their feet to the proverbial fire.
Yes, agreed.
Thank you. Trustee Quigley?
Thank you, Mayor. First, a couple of announcements from the Eastchester Tuckahoe Chamber of Commerce. Just to reiterate what I said earlier, we have some Best of Westchesters for Tuckahoe businesses. Again, congratulations to Growler's Beer Bistro for Best Kick the Keg Nights. Next one, no surprise, Best Department Store and Boys Clothes Store, Epstein's Dry Goods. And Best Personal Trainer Karate School Most Talented is Sensei Vladimir Zalater of Key Martial Arts. So congratulations to these Tuckahoe businesses that were named Best of Westchester for this year. The big event for the Chamber of Commerce is the September 30th, 2013 golf outing. You can get all the information from the Chamber's page on the Tuckahoe website. And you could also go to www.etcoc.com. With the library, The best news is that they are able to restore some of the hours that have been cut back because of budget constraints. So starting September 4th, the library will be open now on Wednesday nights until 8:30, as well as Monday nights till 8:30, and on Saturdays from 10 to 2. We've been working with the library staff and the library board to see if we can increase some of those hours as the year goes along. But this is good news. We're getting some more hours of the library, and as we've seen, it's well used, and I think that's great news for the community. A couple of the events, or some of the events that are going on, painting workshop for adults. This is the 55 and over. Will be on Thursdays all through September and part of October. For those people who are still a little bit techophobes, they're going to be giving you lessons on how to download on your Nooks, iPads, iPhones, and Kindles. That will be on Tuesday, August 13th, already gone, sorry, Monday, August 19th, already gone. Any event. If you need help, there's certainly a lot of staff at the library. They have Kindles to let out for people to use. You can download a number of books on it, and anybody at the library staff will be glad to help you out on that. For the children, 2 to 6, is going to be a special story time on Zin Zin Zin, a Violin. This is written by Lloyd Moss, who was the great classical music announcer for WQXR for years. He just died a couple weeks ago. It's a wonderful story, great way to introduce children to classical music. That will be taking place on Thursday, August 29th at 12 noon. This is open for ages 2 to 6. Then for preschool story time on Fridays at 11 in the morning on September 13th, 20th, 27th, and October 4th, 11th, and 18th. There will be stories and songs again for the 2 to 6-year-old crowd on Fridays at 11 o'clock. And for the real little kids, ages birth to 2 years, will be more stories and songs, obviously geared for kids that age. And Thursdays at 11 o'clock on those same dates in September and October. All these can be found at the library's website, tuckahoelibrary.org, or just going down to the library. All the information is there. Most of these events do require some registration, so check out the library. You can check them out on Wednesday night as well. Lots of great things going on. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Luisi?
Thank you, Mayor. As I announced at last month's meeting, the Tuckahoe seniors will be beginning their new fall season at Father Fodder Hall at the Assumption Church, which is located on 125 Wallace Street. The bigger space will offer the seniors the opportunity to improve and expand their programming to better meet their members' needs. Jennifer Vetramil, the director of the Tuckahoe Seniors, would like to express her gratitude to the Immaculate Conception Church as well as Father Eric Rasner in providing them with this space. So, with that thought in mind, opening day for the seniors will be September 5th, and they invite everyone to join them as they open their new facility by joining them for bagels and coffee. Their next big event, which I'll be talking about next month, will be their bazaar, which will be held October 5th at Father Fodder Hall. We'll be talking about that more at our next meeting. So once again, congratulations to the seniors on their new move. The phone number will remain the same. I've been asked by several people about their phone number. So the phone number that they had at Fort Union will remain as it is at Father Fodder Hall, which is 337-8487. I'd like to thank Frank. I know he didn't have any, but the road paving project was completed down on the south end of the village with little or no hitches, so thank you for that. And I'd like to welcome to Tuckahoe the new superintendent of schools, Barbara Nunzi, seeing as we have school beginning next month, so she is replacing the outgoing superintendent, James Riley. So Barbara Nunzi, congratulations and good luck in your new position. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Trustee Hayes?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few announcements this evening. Our Environmental Committee's next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, September 4th at 7:30, and then our Tree Committee will be meeting on the third Wednesday of September, which is September 18th, also at 7:30 here at Village Hall. Also, our next edition of our village newsletter is currently in production, and it should be wrapped up within the next 2 weeks, and our plan is to distribute to our residents after Labor Day, so hopefully within a couple of days after Labor Day we'll get them out. In addition, of course, we'll have it posted on the homepage of our website for everyone to download and view. And finally, as Mayor Eklund had announced a little while ago, our 37th annual Tuckahoe Challenge Road Race will be taking place in a few weeks on Sunday, September 8th. Kickoff is at 9 a.m. with a 1-mile race and then followed by a 5-mile race. Again, registration forms for the event have been sent out to all of last year's participants. And if you did not participate last year and you would like to this year, please either stop into Village Hall and could see Camille to pick up a registration form, or also you can download it on our village website. All of the preparation for this has been completed thanks to our clerk's office. They did a tremendous job with helping organize all of the awards, the T-shirts. Mayor Eklund's son Dylan designed the T-shirt again this year, which is fantastic. So we're really excited. So we hope, even if you don't plan on running, please come out and cheer everyone on that morning, again, Sunday, September 8th. Kickoff will be, of course, in front of the community center. And that's what I
Hope for
have.
great weather. We've
Yes,
had great
we
weather
have
the last
past
couple
few
of years.
Great. Thank
that's
you.
Good. Thank you. I'll be brief tonight also, just a couple items. We have a utility underground project that we're getting ready to kickstart up in our Crestwood Business District along Columbus Avenue. The status of that is we are expecting delivery from Con Edison of all the supplies that are going to be put underground within the next week or two. The contractor is set to start his work in the middle of September. I'm going to be meeting with Frank DeMarco and the contractor hopefully before this week is out, and then we're going to schedule a merchant-resident meeting just to keep all the businesses informed as to the timeline and schedule of this project. But the project we'll do this after Labor Day because I know so many people are out of town leading up to Labor Day. For those who have, a couple of people have asked me a question on this, the taxi business, that little cab taxi shack, which has been next to the old Roberto's restaurant, which is now the bagel business there in Crestwood. The taxi business has been emptied out. We're going to be taking that, removing that in the next couple of days. That shack has been there for over 30 years, so another institution in the village of Tuckahoe. But it's going by the wayside, and it's going to be replaced with a beautiful little park that'll be put in place right where the shack currently stands. So we'll have a very nice gateway to the village of Tuckahoe when you're entering Tuckahoe from Dale Road, from Eastchester. This past Saturday, I had a great time. I know Trustee Hayes was there as well, and our county legislator, Sheila Marcotte. We were at the ribbon cutting for the Broken Bow Brewery, which is now open on Marbledale Road. I actually had a pint of beer, and I'll tell you that it was fantastic. So the place looks great. The business just is fantastic. They did such a great job of renovating it. They repurposed a lot of the lumber and some of the other masonry items that they have in the building there. So they did a great job. It's a nice family, good business, so I encourage everyone to check them out. And I believe that their brew is already down at the Growlers Beer Bistro, too, and they're nodding their heads, so yes. It's always great to welcome new businesses. We're going to have another grand opening, a business here right next door to us in the mini mall, which is called Swirl and Joy Yogurt and Edibles. They've actually opened already, but they're going to have their official grand opening in about another week. So we're looking forward to that. And with that, I'm going to announce this is the second opportunity for anyone to address the board.
Good evening. My name is John Argonio. I live on Oakland Avenue on the line of Eastchester and Tuckahoe. I'm here tonight to get some clarification on the village's tree policy as it relates to trees that are dead or half dead, sick, leaning. Over the last couple of months, I've written a number of emails to Mr. DeMarco. I've copied the board. It seems like no one in the DPW or even the board seems to notice trees that are dead. Some of them are been dead for years and they're obvious. The latest trees are on Lincoln Avenue, right next to the barber shop on Fisher Avenue. Some there where you're going to build a park. That might be Metro North's property. But in any event, it seems like no one is identifying these trees, and I have to wait. You have to wait for me to send you an email to take these trees down. Trees are dangerous. Dead trees are much more dangerous. They're going to fall. They usually fall during storms, and you sit in the middle of the night when it's freezing. There's no electricity, and we wonder why. Recently, in New York City, a tree fell in Central Park, killed some lady on a bench. This is a serious problem that we must identify dead trees. There are a lot of sick trees also on Columbus Avenue between Crestwood and the body shop that opened up in that stretch of Columbus Avenue. So I'm just here to, one, find out who is responsible for identifying these trees. Two, there seems to be confusion as to who owns the tree. I've lived in the village for 51 years. As far as I know, my dad worked on DPW. As far as I know, any tree that's 6 feet from the curb is the responsibility of the village, and that the homeowner should not be paying to have that tree removed. So those are my two questions. I also have another topic after those two questions.
Okay, good. We're going to get you answers here. Okay. I'm going to actually, your second question, I'm going to ask our village attorney because it's a legal ownership question. So I'll ask John if he has an answer for that.
It's my understanding that when the village, if the village installs the tree and proceeds to maintain it, the village would be the party responsible for removing that tree. But if a private property owner uses the public sidewalk for a special use and installs the tree, it's then the responsibility of that private property owner.
What about an instance where a tree is maybe 100 years old and it's in the, and maybe this is what you're kind of pointing to, is where you have the grassy strip, you have the curb, grassy strip, sidewalk, and then somebody's front lawn. Where there is a tree, we typically would call it a village tree in that grassy strip. The tree is maybe 50 years old or 50, 100 years old. Who owns that tree? Does the property owner own that, or does the village own
That's the
that?
responsibility of the village.
The village owns that tree?
Correct.
Okay, so if that tree is, and we're going to get to your first question in a second,
Yeah.
too. If the village determines that that tree needs to come down, it comes down at the village's expense.
That's correct.
But if the tree was on somebody's front lawn, obviously, it's their private property. If the tree is dead, it's the responsibility of
the private property owner.
Okay. Did that answer your second question?
Yeah, it does. But that gets back to my point. Why these trees? They're all village trees. I just recently sent an email to Mr. DeMarco, CC'd the entire board. Mr. DeMarco got back to me kindly. He said that he was going to look at it, but then he never followed up. These are trees that have to be taken down. I mean, the village has to allocate whatever dollars it needs to do to take it down. Somebody gets killed, property damage, the village is on notice with the trees that I've identified in that email. So they've got to come down. It's not a question of tomorrow or next week. It's immediately. These are trees that are dead. They have to come down. I'm not sure why I have to send an email to identify this stuff. I've sent so many emails, they might have to put me on the payroll at this point. But in any event, identify and allocate the authority to someone in the village to identify these trees that are dead. Don't wait for the homeowner to call you. I mean, you live in the village, you drive right down Lincoln Avenue, there's a little small dead tree right in front of 15 Lincoln Avenue. People drive by, not only is it dangerous, but it's also an eyesore. So if you don't see it, I don't understand why you don't see it. So they've got to come down.
Well, let me toss that question, if I can, to Frank DeMarco.
Sure.
There may very well be a policy and procedure in place, so we can hear that.
Hey, Mayor. Yes, we do have a policy and procedure in place. I responded to both of Mr. Arbonio's emails. But to get back to the question about the tree on Lincoln Avenue, any tree that's under live wires is the responsibility of Con Edison to tap that tree down below wires. We don't trim, prune, or touch a tree above any live electrical wires. Those two trees in question on 15 Lincoln have been brought to Con Edison's attention. They have been red flagged for removal. So at this point, they have been noticed, and it's their responsibility to take it down.
They'll take the whole tree down?
They
Or
have been
will they
taking the
just bring it
entire
to-
tree down.
But I think, isn't their responsibility just to bring it down below their power line?
Correct.
But you're saying that
They've
when
been
they're
taking
there,
it below the
they've
power
basically
lines,
taken it
correct.
all the way down. Okay.
The original tree that Mr. Arvonio had emailed me on was a property owner's tree. We sent, every road is different. There's no setback for any particular road. Every road is different. You might have a 6-foot setback. You might have a 12 to 15-foot setback. We have maps in our office that we designate what that setback will be based on the center line of the road. When Mr. Arvonio sent me the email, I went out to that area and measured the setback, and that tree happened to be the property owner's tree. We just can't go into the property owner's site and remove the tree, so Mike Seminara had sent them a notice stating that the tree needed to be taken down. It was a dangerous condition.
Our code enforcement
Correct.
person, yes.
And we did move on that. Just recently, before I went away on vacation last week, Mr. Arvonio sent me another email. My response to him was that, listen, to me, every tree is a hazard. Every tree, a live tree or even a dead tree. If I see something that's dangerous, we will remove it. We will at least prune it and make it safe. But a lot of trees that are still standing, we make a list and we give it to our certified arborist. An unbiased decision. He comes back and tells us what needs to be removed and what doesn't. So we do work in conjunction with the tree committee. It's not only me making the decisions, it's also a certified arborist that's helping us make those decisions.
Can I just respond?
Sure.
Sure.
No, I trust what Mr. DeMarco is saying is to be accurate, but the tree in front of 15 Lincoln Avenue is probably 15 feet tall. It's completely dead. I mean, it's got to come down. I mean, anybody with eyesight can see that, all right?
That's
If you're
just
blind, you don't see it. But if you're eyesight, you'll see it. But anyway, I don't want to waste a lot of time on this. Well, I'm trying to tell you, this is dangerous stuff. This is big business. These trees have to come down. Do not run the village to save a couple of $1,000s because you don't want to take the tree down. That's a big mistake. So, I mean, I'll leave it at that. I'll trust your opinions to take it down. But trees that are dead, well, I urge people to take a picture of it and send the picture in an email to you, and you can decide if it's dead.
No, we do. We
Yeah.
always encourage that. If somebody feels that there is a hazardous condition, be it a tree or anything else,
Right.
we certainly want to hear about it.
Yeah, let's clean up the village. The village, there's dead trees. Let's take them down. Don't waste any time. Some of the stuff can even be done. There are no wires. They can be done by the DPW with one power saw. You take it right down. The other comment I have
Thank you.
is, thank you. The other comment I have is on the footbridge over
Yes.
Metro North. That thing has been sitting there for years.
Mhm.
It's rotting away. There's a nice sign there that says closed. And I think it's closed because we're afraid somebody might fall through it. Well, I'm afraid, as I
can
take
see
the
it.
train, that it may fall. So now the question becomes, why hasn't it been removed?
Right. We actually borrowed money in the last bond that we sold last year or this year? I'm sorry, earlier this year. We actually put money in there for the removal of that footbridge, and we're going to be going out to bid on having that removed.
So we're
within
just
the
going to
next couple
remove it and not
months.
replace it?
Yeah, we have to remove it. We can't replace it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously if it's rusting away, eventually it's going to give way. I'm
Right.
surprised Metro North
No,
hasn't.
we're aware of that. Well, I've spoken to Metro North, and I asked them if they would pitch in and bear the huge expense of taking that bridge down, and of course, you know what their answer was,
Right.
no, it's our bridge, we own it. So, look, we're taking, we took responsibility for it, we borrowed money for it, and we're going to go ahead and have that thing burned out of position, and it'll be melted down scrap metal.
Well, I appreciate you giving me the time to speak to you and
Absolutely.
Bring these things to your attention. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you,
Hello.
ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Mariela Chavez, and I currently relocated here from out of state, and I reside on 82 Wallace. And I recently inquired about a resident parking, and I was denied because of I guess the building I live in has parking on site. And my question is, like, as a resident of this town now, what resources do you offer for parking? Because I feel like I should be allowed to park anywhere if I live here. And I don't have a parking with the building because it's an additional cost, and I want to be able to park on the street, and I wanted to see if I can get like permission to get a resident parking.
There is I guess you probably are aware of the policy that we have for getting a parking sticker, and that's what you're asking for. You said 82 Wallace, is that a private
Correct.
house, or is it a...
It's an apartment building.
Okay. And you came down to the clerk's office?
Provides parking for them.
The landlord does provide parking?
Well, at additional cost, but I can't afford to pay for additional parking, which is why I'm inquiring about parking on the street. But I feel that as a resident, like, you should be able to park. I think it's there's a lot of restrictions in this town. I think it's not too inviting for someone who's moving here, because I should be able to park anywhere if I live here, as long as I'm following, like, the guidelines and regulations of the town. So is there any other, like, resources that you can offer for parking?
Well, the reason why we have that in place, maybe you're aware or not aware of it, is to actually assist people who live on your street. If we didn't control the parking, because we have 2 train stations, you would have everyone parking on your block, leaving their cars there and jumping on the train all day long. So there's a reason why we restrict the parking, and then there's also a rationale for being able to be entitled to get a sticker for a vehicle that is registered at that particular address. Your vehicle's registered at 82 Wallace, I take it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you have available off-street parking, it should be provided by your by the property owner. It really should. I mean, you're taking the case up with us, but it seems to me that it's a landlord issue.
But, I mean, whether parking was available or not, like, shouldn't someone who lives in this town, like, have the right to park in the town?
There are areas where where you can park on the street in the village, yes.
But it's 2-hour restrictions, and if you're at work, you can't move your car every 2 hours.
I understand on your street it is, right. And, but you also do have available off-street parking, so.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
We also offer parking, we give residents first preference to our commuter lots at a cost of $800.
A year, for the whole year.
Mm-hmm. So basically, there's nothing you can do for my situation?
I don't, no, there is not.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else wish to address the board? Well, with that, I just want to ask or tell everyone, please enjoy the rest of your summer. There's not much time left. The kids are going to be back in school before you know it. They will be back in school before our next board meeting, so I ask everyone to please be patient around bus stops. Kids are kind of excited that first week of school, and let's just have a little extra dose of caution there. So if there is no other business tonight, I will then ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting. So moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Till next time, Tuckahoe, have a very good evening.